What if debt just didn't exist? No mortgages, no student loans, no credit cards, no car loans, no business loans. Anywhere, starting right now. Before you get excited, and I know some of you already are, let's actually sit with what that means. If you're carrying any debt right now, that sentence probably sounded like pure relief. That's exactly why it's worth slowing down on, instead of just enjoying the fantasy for 5 seconds and moving on. Here's the thing. Debt didn't exist can actually mean two completely different scenarios, and they lead to two very different answers. So let's run both. But before we get into either one, it's worth asking why lending exists at all in the first place. At its core, debt is just a way of using tomorrow's money today. You don't have enough cash for a house right now, but you will have enough income over the next 30 years to cover it. So a bank lets you borrow against your future self. That's it. That's the entire concept. It's not inherently a trap or a gift. It's just a time machine for money. And like any powerful tool, what it does to you depends entirely on the terms you're handed and how well you understand them. Option 1. Every debt that exists right now just disappears. Tonight. Yours, mine, everyone's. Gone? No strings attached? Sounds incredible, right? Except, here's the part almost nobody thinks about. Your loan isn't just your problem. It's also somebody else's asset. Specifically, your bank's. When you take out a mortgage, that mortgage goes on your bank's books as something valuable. Money you owe them, which they're counting on getting back, plus interest. Multiply that by every mortgage, every car loan, every business loan, every dollar of student debt in the entire financial system, and you start to see the actual scale of what cancel all debt everywhere would really mean. If all of that debt vanishes overnight, you haven't freed people from their loans. You've deleted the thing that's backing the entire banking system all at once. Deposits, savings accounts, the money sitting in your checking account right now. A lot of that only exists because someone else, somewhere, is still paying back a loan on schedule. Pull that out from under the system in one night, and banks don't have anything left standing behind them. So people rush to pull cash out because word travels fast that the banks are in trouble. ATMs run dry. Institutions that were fine yesterday are suddenly not fine at all. And within a few days, you're not looking at relief. You're looking at a financial collapse that makes 2008 look like a warm-up. So that's the messy version. Let's try the other one, because it's actually the more interesting one to sit with. Option 2. Debt never existed as a concept at all. Not that it disappeared one night. It was simply never invented. Nobody, anywhere, has ever been able to borrow money from anybody else. No mortgages have ever existed. Which means, to own a house, you need the entire price of that house, in cash, all at once, up front. So who can actually do that? Mostly people who already have a lot of money sitting around. Homeownership doesn't disappear in this version of the world. It just stops being something you work toward over 15 years and starts being something you're simply born into, or you're not. Same story with businesses. No business loans have ever existed either. Every company you've ever heard of that started small, the coffee shop on the corner, the app somebody built out of a garage, the little store that grew into something bigger, all of that would need to be funded entirely out of whatever cash the founder personally had lying around. That's not no more reckless, debt-fueled businesses failing. That's only the people who were already rich get to start one in the first place. Governments hit the same wall. No government bonds have ever existed either, which means every road, every hospital, every bridge, every school only ever gets built as fast as tax revenue comes in that year. Nothing ahead of schedule, ever. No borrowing to fight off a war early. No borrowing to rebuild after a disaster. No borrowing to soften a recession while people are actually struggling in it. Everything happens on a strict pay-as-you-go basis, forever, no exceptions, no matter how urgent the need is. And this goes deeper than just your personal wallet. banks lending money is actually a huge part of how money itself gets created in a modern economy. It's not just shuffling money that already exists from one account to another. Lending is a mechanism that expands the entire money supply. Take that mechanism out of the picture completely, and you're not just removing debt. You're slowing down the whole engine that makes an economy grow in the first place. Less credit means less building, less hiring, less of almost everything. So now we've got two versions of no debt, and neither one is the clean win it sounded like at the start. Here's the actual tension, and I want to be straight with you. There isn't a tidy answer here. Debt is genuinely predatory for a lot of people. It gets sold aggressively, priced brutally, and it traps people who never had a better option to begin with. Payday loans with insane rates, credit cards that quietly compound against you every single month, medical debt that follows someone around for a decade after they had zero choice in the matter. That's real. And calling a lot of it exploitative isn't an exaggeration. But debt is also the only tool that's ever let someone with nothing buy a house, go to school, or start something without already being rich first. Think about two people, same starting point, same income, same job. One of them gets a mortgage and buys a house using mostly the bank's money. 10 years later, that house is worth a lot more than they paid for it, and they've quietly built real wealth just by living in it and making payments. The other person looks at debt, decides it's too risky, and saves up in cash instead. Patiently, responsibly, doing everything right. But prices keep climbing while they save, and by the time they've finally got enough, the same house costs more than they have. They did nothing wrong. They just didn't use the tool the other person used. Same income, same discipline, wildly different outcome 10 years later. And debt is the entire reason why. Take debt away completely, and you don't get fairness. You get a world where only the people who already had money get to do any of those things. Buy the home, get the degree, start the business, build the wealth. The ladder just gets pulled up. So which is it? Is debt the trap, or is it the ladder? Honestly, right now, for different people, it's both at the same time. The exact same tool that's crushing one person under a brutal interest rate is the reason someone else owns a house they never could have bought with cash alone. That's not a satisfying answer. I know. But it's the real one. And I'd rather give you that than pretend there's a clean villain in this story. So here's the actual question I want to leave you with. If debt just vanished tomorrow, completely for real, knowing everything we just walked through, would you still want it gone? Not, would you want your specific debt gone? Everybody wants that. That's not an interesting question. Would you want the whole system gone? The mortgages, the business loans, the government bonds, all of it. Knowing what it actually does and who it actually helps, along with who it actually hurts. Maybe you'd still say yes. Maybe knowing all of that, you'd rather have a slower, smaller economy where nobody's trapped by a loan they didn't fully understand, even if that also means fewer people ever get to own a home who couldn't already afford one outright. That's a completely defensible answer. So is the opposite one. Let me know where you actually land in the comments, because I think this one splits people a lot more than they expected to going in.